Today in our tea class, I would love to share this one of the most high-end Chinese black tea from Yunnan province. Its commercial name is Chinese red. Uh, First of all, let me introduce a background about this Chinese red. In Chinese red is the most representative uh, black tea of Yunnan province. In general, we call black tea, red tea from Yunnan province as Dian Hong. Dian Hong. This tea is is made from over 10 types different fresh tea leaves. All of them are first, all of them are from the high altitude tea garden. Of them are the first spring harvest. Good morning, what's the meaning of the first spring harvest? Okay, let's say this. It's very easy. First harvest means the first time we pick up the fresh tips from the tea tree. What's the value? You may curious why I second. Uh, what's the value of the what's the value? What's the point of the first spring harvest? In fact, you can imagine like the tea trees. The tea trees are the entire winter rest. For the first spring harvest, in general, the tea buds and tea leaves they contains higher substance, higher theanine, amino acids content, and actually, let's say they are the best. They are the best of the year. Hello, second. Hello. This is the tea I would like to share with you today. In general, as usual, let's have a general look. This tea physically it's very delicate, very beautiful. Please look at. They're made from very high grade tea buds and tea leaves, with straight shape, only black color, with some golden tips. This is the tea I would like to share with you. The dry tea has a very pleasant um, dry long tea. This dry tea has a very pleasant sweet longan aroma. Do you know what's a longan? Do you know what's have you ever seen in your life? Longan is a kind of tropical Chinese trop. It tastes very sweet, very juicy. The pulp is kind of transparent. White today. Okay, let's come to our tea. Physically, it's very delicate, very beautiful. This is the tea I will share with you today. The first hour I'll focus on this, and when we finish this tea, we'll move to our Chinese tea way section. Today, I also prepare some very beautiful, handmade, very artistic Chinese tea ways with you. Um, okay. Let's start our Chinese tea ceremony. This is a guy one. This is a very beautiful guy one I'm gonna use during this tea. In Chinese tea ceremony, which requires this glass cup. In Chinese called 公道杯, fair cup. The function of this fair cup is to see fairly equally into every teacup. This is the teacup. This is the teacup I'm gonna use. Now, the first step in Chinese tea ceremony, it's preheating process. Before we bring this tea, we need to we need to preheat the tea ware, all tea wares we're gonna use in this tea ceremony. How to do it? It's very simple. It's just to preheat everything. Preheat to the fair cup and teacup as well. Now everything is prepared. We can start to bring this tea. To bring a good cup of Chinese red, we need to pay attention to the three key points. The first point is tea to water ratio. For this tea, I recommend to use around 1 to 30 like this. 120 ml. I'm taking like around 4 grams. For the water, regarding water temperature, please use above uh, 90 degrees Celsius. Regarding the steeping time, 10 to 15 seconds. 10 to 15 seconds. However, for this tea, I don't recommend you to rinse it because this tea, first of all, uh, this tea contains a certain high portion golden tips, golden buds. In general, when we deal with such tender tea, we don't recommend you to rinse it. You just put it for your first. Please look at this is the tea. Super sweet. The tea has a very sweet, for dry tea, sweet aroma. Hello, Luz. Hello. Good morning. Now we continue our first infusion. This tea, water temperature around 90 degrees. Steeping time 10 to 15 seconds. This is our first infusion. 10 seconds. This is our first infusion. Please look at. Wow. Probably if you often attend our live stream, probably you may be familiar with the beautiful tea soup. Yes, this is a very typical Chinese black tea color. It's very bright. It's very bright, clear, and the gold looks like a gold honey color. The first infusion, the fragrance is so intensely sweet, very intensely, uh, very vibrant, very rich. This tea has a great riches, the riches of fragrance. first sip. This tea, the commercial name of this tea in Chinese called 中国红, Chinese red. This is the most representative high-end Chinese Yunnan black tea, 滇红. Because I say the most high-end, the most representative. You can imagine that first of all, because Yunnan province is always one of the most important Chinese black tea maker region. However, before the birth of creation of this Chinese red, in fact, there is no any famous representative black tea in the market. And since okay, that's I don't remember exactly the date, but because as such important tea maker proved in China region. However, for the black tea, they don't have an very unique one. So the Yunnan, those Yunnan black tea makers, they decide to create one very high-end black tea. This is the birth background of this Chinese red. Technically, this tea is very interesting because this tea is made from over 10 different fresh tea leaves made from. It means actually this is a purity. However, regarding the fresh tea leaves, we blend over 10 types fresh tea leaves together to contribute a more unique, a more special, high-end flavor and taste. And now let me try the first sip. I discovered this tea around in 2023 when I went to Yunnan, and by chance I was introduced by Tinker this tea, and I was very surprised by the rich flavor and taste, especially when this tea. Now I will show you how I will explain you what it tastes like. It's a very tender, very mellow, very fragrant tea, very sweet, and besides taste very sweet, just like you are drinking honey water. Moreover, this tea, when this tea you drink it, you will feel very distinctive longan fruity flavor and the lingering fragrance after drinking it. The video today is a little bit so good. It's weird. Okay, let's continue our second infusion. Hello, teacher. A bit late. Don't worry. Good morning. Good morning, Franco. I find the video is not so good today. Connection. Now we continue our second infusion. – 10 to 15 seconds. Get our second infusion. This is our second infusion. Very beautiful, right? This weekend. It's very clear, bright, very clear, bright, transparent, almost transparent. I don't have ever tried any Sri Lanka or India tea. You may notice something different from Chinese black tea. Although often black tea, we call them black tea. However, regarding the craftsmanship, it's very different. For Chinese tea, for Chinese black tea, especially for the premium high-end Chinese black tea, almost all of them, the color looks more golden compared with the black tea from Sri Lanka or Sri Lanka India black tea looks more reddish. This is one difference for the tea soup. Now let me try drink this tea. As I mentioned, this tea is not not ordinary black tea you can find in the market. Technically, this tea for the tea leaves. This tea is for the fresh tea leaves. The fresh tea leaves of this tea is composed of more than over 10 different fresh tea leaves. It could explain why this tea it tastes so vibrant and the fragrance is so rich. I don't know why today's the video is not so good. The tea soup has a sweet milky aroma. Fragrance of this tea is super rich. This tea is like a mixture of the fragrance. This Chinese red has a sweet rose aroma, and sweet honey fragrance. This tea is one of my most favorite tea. Very nice tea. Thank you, Liz. Have you ever tried this Chinese? Have you ever tried this? And besides, this tea also has high-end longan aroma. And for this tea, there's another way to try. Now we do the hot brewing, right? And you can just take 1 cup to let your tea cool down naturally. And when the tea get cold, you try again. Wow, you will another flavor and taste. Um, uh, very pleasant nut, the very pleasant nut aroma when you uh, leave the tea, to get to be to you let tea to get cold naturally. Uh, continue. Well, you can see it's manifest always sober choice, as always with the refined taste. Thank you. Thank you very much. From heart, do you find the video is a little bit too blurry today? A little bit, not so good as usual. It's a little bit noisy. Yes, I've tried this tea. I ordered from you. Very nice fragrance and flavor. Yeah, yeah. Basically, this tea is the tea is made from over 10 different first spring fresh tea leaves. Uh, Regarding the quality of tea leaves is excellent. Right? It's really excellent. It's really excellent. So when uh, let's say this is uh, a great delivery. Uh, Probably I'll restart the live stream again. See, because now it's too annoying for you to watch me like this way. I started and please rejoin again. Thank you. I restart. Hello again. Still too blurry. Blurry. Ah, connection issue. Well, it takes super smooth, very very smooth. Sweet potato are nice one. Here is intensely sweet aroma. Now we continue our third infusion. Wow. After drinking it inside your mouth, there's a great lingering finish and a fragrance. This is great proof of this. This is great high end of this very high end, one of the most representative Chinese Yunnan Dian Hong. So, any questions about this tea? I like the flavors taste. This tea, you can imagine. Uh, we can say, you can imagine that this is eventual uh, efforts done by those a lot Yunnan black tea makers, because before the creation of this Chinese brand, there was no any high-end black tea, representative black tea of Yunnan, Dian Hong. Um, so to impress them, to surprise the market, this one, let's say, the tea is made, created with a lot efforts and the careness. This tea, when you just when you bring this tea, keep one cup alone and let it naturally done. And when you finish the hot bring, you try that cold tea again. You will be surprised by the cold tea. That cold tea has a very delicious longan and flavor and taste. So the video today is too blurry. It's very. Now we can our this is our false infusion. This is our false infusion. It's super beautiful. Sweet. It smells super sweet, fruity, fruity, sweet, It has similar longan fruity aroma, sweet rose fragrance, sweet honey fragrance, etc. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Sounds. Look at this alive, soft lips. Please look at. Look at this. We call it as the tea leaves are very bright, very active, very bright, very alive. This is a very beautiful soft tea leaves. If you're interested in this Yunnan black tea, Dian Hong Court, please go to check our tea shop link in our bio. It's very tender, very sweet, silky, without any unpleasant astringency and bitterness. Action today is a little. It's weird because another phone is doing live stream now. It's okay. Weird. So funny questions about this tea. It's very taste fine, very fine. If you never tried any Chinese black tea yet, this tea I strongly recommend to you. One of the most representative Chinese high-end black tea. Unlike Lepson Souzhong, this tea is from Chinese Yunnan province. In general, tea from Yunnan province has a distinctive feature. It's about the aroma. The aroma, as I mentioned many times, Yunnan tea has a unique regional aroma. Regional. Only the tea from this region could be endowed by the land. A sweet, flowery and woody fragrance. This is very typical, not only for this black tea, white tea, pu'er tea as well. It's very interesting. So funny questions? Oh, the connection's too annoying. Now we continue our fifth. This is highly versatile, can be bring over 8-10 times. Questions about this high-end Yunnan black tea Chinese fruit. This tea, the more I drink it, the more I like it. So, final question. Since not so good today, but if you have any questions, if you don't have any questions, we see each other next time. The quality of today bad. It's very hard to. Looks super blurry. Why this tea has a simple name? Oh, simple name is look at Chinese red, because we in English translation we call red tea as black tea, okay, but in Chinese language, in Chinese we call red tea. Chinese red, Chinese red. Well, let's say a tea is given by such title. Yeah, it's simple, but it actually is a very representative, because in general, you know, would always say from the title of the tea, a title of tea is has let's say the presentation of the tea itself, like this Chinese red. In the Chinese language context, it sounds very, it's very, let's say, very huge. Because the title of this tea is to meet the purpose of the creation of this tea. Because at that time, people, they expected, they demanded to make the most, a very representative Yunnan black tea. This tea, honestly, this tea, yes, I think they succeed. They succeeded because this tea, from the flavor, taste, physical appearance, it has a very distinctive. They have the tea has a very distinctive characteristics to let you remember. This tea I highly recommend to you. If you're interested in this Chinese red 中国我们才是 called 中国, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. This tea, even you are beginner, Chinese tea beginner, you are Chinese tea lover, you will love it. Nobody will refuse high premium, high-end premium black tea like this. If you're interested in this tea, please go to check out tea shop link bio. Okay, the video is too blurry. So funny questions? So funny question. Peaceful tea. Thank you. This tea, even when it cold, yeah, gets cold, the fragrance is the fragrance still very intense. It doesn't disappear. For certain tea, for cold, for cold fresh leaves, they just lose the fragrance. However, for this, when it's hot, you smell for the hot, bring warm smelling and cold smelling. It's always pretty fragrant. I agree, it's good for beginner. Even for experienced Chinese tea lover, yeah, because a good tea is always for any levels. But just for this tea, if you, even you are beginner, uh, even you are beginner, it doesn't. It's the quality of this tea is excellent. I don't worry if even you are not familiar with this tea, you you don't master a good way to bring this tea. It's okay, because basically it's a good tea. So you just it's very you don't the best is the best way to drink this is you bring the tea like I do today in live stream, bring with a traditional Gong Fu Cha way. However, if for for the modern, for daily for daily drinking, if you just don't have enough time, it's very simple to drink it. Just throw some into your mug and put some water, and that's all. It's always good because a good always a good. How it now it's a good tea. It's very simple to evaluate the tea with the Chinese sensory tea evaluation, specific with a specific utensil, 3 grams for 5 minutes. The tea, the image of the tea will be well presented, reviewed in front of you. For such tea, when I did evaluation about this tea, it was very good. In general, for such tea, without any, you know, distinctive flaws. For such tea, I'm very, would say, very. That what I would say. I don't worry about anything. I don't worry. There for certainty, I have to again how you bring it. How do you need to control the statement for this tea now? This tea, you are beginner. Even you are beginner, you can handle it very well. So funny questions. If you're interested in this tea, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. Today we are bringing a very good tea, but the connection is not so good. Any questions about this cream in high-end Chinese black tea. If you don't have any further question, we just stop here because the connection is too bad. It's not so pleasurable for you to watch from your part. Okay, guys, I would see I will be glad to see you again in our next live stream. Sunday, the same schedule, the same schedule. Okay, see you next time. See you on Sunday morning. Okay, take care. See you next time.